WCSM's General Store is recorded at 70X7 Studio. WCSM is brought to you by Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center. Christine Flynn, your local Farmers Insurance agent. Christine Flynn, your local Farmers Insurance agent. Christine Flynn, your local Farmers Insurance agent.
I want to tell y'all about a friend of mine. Her name is Christine Flynn. She's a local farmer's agent in Bloomington. She, I think, was our first partner here.
She was our first partner
at the general store, which is so awesome.
We have a celebratory picture of the two of us after she agreed to be our first partner.
Yes, yeah. So thank you, Chris, so much. But she is going to become your best friend. Right now, insurances are really tough.
Crazy.
I mean, everything is really tough right now, right? But Chris has over 14 years of experience. She can help you with auto, home, business, life, condo, renters. She is down on South Walnut Street on the corner of Grimes
That's right.
and South Walnut. She's open Monday through Friday, and she can help you identify the insurance coverage that best fits your needs. She's really, really good at what she does. I think she's one of the best in the business. You can give her a call at 812-822-2905. She'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Be sure and tell her that we sent you from the general store. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate you. Well, good afternoon. It's Friday, and it's time for WCSM's General Store from the 70X7 studio. Thanks to Mike and Carter for making this possible, and thank you to you for joining us. We're so blessed that you're with us. I think I'm just going to go ahead and say every Friday. We're just going to act like you never miss an episode. I mean, Gina Crow. Like she misses all of them and then catches up.
Then she catches up.
And then she comments. She binges.
Yeah.
And then she comments on every video once she catches up. Stop.
We'll get notifications on our Facebook page that says Gina.
Yeah,
So,
because
which
she's
is cool.
had to cut. Yeah. So at least she's catching up.
Oh, we love her. Thank you.
So that's awesome.
I noticed. Do you have a new tumbler? Is that a new blue?
No,
tumbler?
but it is a Yeti. It's not a Stanley.
Oh,
it's not a Stanley.
I would never accuse you of having a
the Stanley Cup phenomenon is just crazy to me. Like how it's just. Do you know anything about it?
Only hockey. What are we talking about?
Oh
no!
Yes.
What he said?
So Stanley has, of course, been around for 100 years or whatever. You know, that's what our grandfathers always took their coffee to work in, right? Was their old Stanley thermos.
The old one with the cup on the top.
Well, no.
Keeps it hot or keeps it cold.
And a side note, I do have to give them absolute props. This was a brilliant marketing campaign, and it has worked incredibly. So what they did was they rebranded their Stanley thermal cups, and now they're like these 40-ounce cups with the handle, all marketed toward women to drink their water out of, and they're all of these glorious colors, like all the colors. And they got and I'm never going to remember her name, a female country artist, and I digress. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name.
Is it Ballerina? What's her name?
Kelsey Ballerini. And she came out, she partnered with them, and they came out with, the Kelsey Ballerini, and it's like this copper color cup. And then they got all these influencers on TikTok, all of these really pretty young 20-something girls with their Stanley cups on TikTok promoting them, and now everybody, like, they're lining up outside of Target.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up.
What?
Like it's Black Friday.
Yeah.
And for a cup.
For the Valentine's.
Seriously.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now the marketing worked. Brilliant marketing.
Yep.
But
So do these Stanley Cups look like the ones of old? Like,
No.
like,
No.
like
No,
they
they're
look like those.
very similar.
they're like
Okay.
this,
Okay.
but they're all these
Most
colors,
of them
but
got
they've got a
straw,
handle
a
and a
large
straw.
straw.
But they're like
Okay.
40 ounces for all the girls who are going to the gym and they want to drink their water and
That's
all
all
that
I
stuff.
see on campus.
So you have to drink it in a Stanley to be cool.
That's the vibe.
Now.
Yeah.
It's the new thing that everyone has to have. I don't
Okay.
have one. I'm
Well,
going to
thanks
stick
for
with
telling
my
me.
Yeti. I'm going to stick
Now
with
I
my
know
Yeti.
I need to have one.
But Mike just mentioned to us in our headphones that they've now, and it's interesting. This is not going as viral as the TikTok videos, but somebody did a, what was it again? Iron? Lead. I'm sorry. Lead test on a Yeti, a Stanley, and another metal cup like this. And the Yeti and the other one had no lead on the inside of the metal. But the Stanley, when they did the swipe on it, it had the swab turned a color like it has lead in
What?
the metal. So I thought that was interesting, but that's not going viral. But you heard
now.
it. So you heard it here.
Are we
But
keeping that?
I think they're trying to keep that on the down low.
Thanks,
right.
Sheila.
But anyway.
You're not helping.
I mean, it's the whole Taylor Swift phenomenon, right? It's like it's Taylor Swift and these Stanley Cups. It's like the new, I mean, like it's what everybody's freaking out about.
Okay.
I don't know.
So the Stanley Cup
It's
has
the
nothing to do with
fad.
hockey.
No.
Not that Stanley.
But that's funny
But it
because
helps.
most guys,
I do like watching this
Because it helps.
most guys think that when you say Stanley Cup that you're thinking about,
That's-
you're talking about
I'd
hockey.
never heard of what you were
But
talking
the
about.
girls know,
Yeah.
and they're the ones that are going to buy
So
them.
you're saying that my grandfather used to take that in his lunch, right?
Yes.
That
The
Stanley,
big long green
that
one, yeah.
big thermos is what
Yes,
we
yes,
called it.
right,
And
yeah.
it was. I remember them being plaid, red.
I
like
just
a,
remember
like
the
a plaid.
green.
That was that was actually Thermos brand.
That's Thermos
Thermos.
brand.
The Stanley thermoses that our grandfathers used to were like this army green
Even
color.
older than the Stanley.
They were kind of an army green and had like a silver, like
Cup.
you said, the cup that you pour,
Yeah.
and you'd pour your coffee in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
wow.
That it's not your.
See
This
what-
is not your father's Stanley
See
cup.
what I find out just by asking about her Yeti tumbler?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I digress.
You're bringing up Taylor Swift. We were talking about this earlier, how much she's brought to the NFL.
Yes, we're going to talk about that
Okay.
maybe next week because we're headed
Okay.
up to the spring. Because you made some great points, and I want to let you make those.
Mark,
Well, that's
So
right. No,
we've
it's-
got a guest
don't-
today.
don't fall.
Yeah, no. We have a guest this week,
Do
and we
Are you going to let her speak?
and we're going to let her speak. First of all, Bill is not with us, and so we have brought in Christine Flynn, aka Chris.
Yes.
Christine Flynn is one of our partners at the General Store. With
first.
very first
Very
one.
first one.
She's who we send you to. She's who we send you to when you win Tuesday trivia to get your
That's right.
your T-shirt.
That's right.
So your
Which we're
T-shirt
about
doesn't
out.
look like this, but,
Yes.
but anyway, before we get to that though, we do want to take a look at our national
Yes.
holidays. So February 9th is Chocolate Day. Hello.
No kidding.
It's Chocolate Day.
You like chocolate?
Wish I'd known. I'm okay with chocolate. Seriously,
just
I'm not a
okay with
huge
it.
chocolate fan. I can take it or leave it.
You don't turn it away though.
You
No.
like chocolate,
Right.
Chris? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Most women love it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's also you're gonna love this.
Oh.
Watch out.
It's National Cut the Cord Day.
Oh.
You know what cut the cord means?
I always think cut the cord when I think of you and your boys.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I mean. You're gonna love that. You're gonna love that. This is.
Which we said that when they were first born, when we first started doing this 20 years
But
ago.
that's kind of a slight on parents or mothers, especially with their boys. It's time to cut the cord. You would like to say launch.
I
or-
say that if
Get
you
off the
have to
payroll.
cut the cord, that you are close to your kids, and that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But
So it's
eventually-
National Cut the Cord Day.
Yes.
So maybe it's today the day.
Eventually, you do.
Maybe today's the day.
You should, right?
Yeah.
You're going
yes.
to.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's biblical. It's biblical.
You're right. You're right.
Huh?
Just one day.
Yeah, for just one day. Yes, that's right, Chris. I like the way you think.
Okay,
yeah,
just one day.
I'm going to
point.
cut the cord for today, but tomorrow we're just going to
It's back on.
tie it back up.
That's right.
I can sew it up. I'll put some
Good
stitches
point.
in. It's also National Pizza Day. Now I am here for that.
Who doesn't like pizza? I mean, really.
I mean, what day could you not put that on the
Yes,
calendar?
exactly.
I mean, that's almost,
Every
that
day
could
should
be
be
every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good. National Toothache Day.
They thought tooth.
Who thought that was a good
We're
idea?
celebrating
Dentist.
what?
Dentist.
Right.
They love that.
Yes, they like today.
Well, they like National Chocolate Day too.
Orthodontist
yes,
and
for
dentist.
sure, for sure.
They just throw
This
it right
is
there
also
together.
National Read in the Bathtub Day.
Hopefully,
And-
nothing electronic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, not with your
Please.
Kindle or
Please
your
don't.
yeah, none of that. And I love this because Chris Flynn, I don't know if Mike can get that up with that. Chris gave us some calendars, right?
Yeah.
And her calendars are National Day calendars. So on February 9th, in the calendar that Chris gave us, it's National Bagel Day.
Wow.
And do y'all like bagels?
Yep. Can't go wrong with a bagel.
I'm more of a croissant guy.
Yeah, croissant.
Bagel guy.
Cream
Bagels
cheese.
are just so thick.
They're tough. They're kind of tough.
They're a little more chewy. I like the airiness of croissants,
The croissant.
if you will.
Bagels are good.
Are you a bagel
not a
fan?
bagel hater.
I like bagels.
You sound like you might be
Panera.
hating it a little bit.
No.
Sadly, I have never met a type of bread that I don't like.
Especially warm with butter.
Yes, I love that. So today's also National Bagel Day. So,
Nice.
so welcome to the show, Chris. First
Yes.
of all, thank you
Yes.
for being such a great partner with us at the General Store. My
pleasure.
You jumped on board first and reached out, and I mean, we didn't even have to go and beat down her door. She contacted me and was like, "Hey, I want to be involved. How do I get involved?"
Yeah.
And so
there's no
appreciate
restraining
you
orders
so much.
from her at all.
No.
Like some of the other
People that we've had to hound. Yeah.
we busted down their door.
So-
She was very willing. So thank you, Chris.
We appreciate it so much, and for being a drop point or pickup point for the T-shirts. For the that's awesome
Yes.
too.
We love that. We're going to start making a gift basket.
Oh.
Yeah,
Awesome.
a
That's
little
cool.
Love it.
farmer's gift basket for everyone.
Farmer's sweat.
Nice, a
Wow.
little farmer's insurance
Nice.
swag.
And I have tons of calendars.
Oh, so if you win
people-
Trivia Tuesday, you'll be getting one of these.
Yep, we're going to start doing calendars.
Wow.
I love that.
I love those calendars.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, as you know, Chris is a farmer's insurance agent and in the business probably over 14 years by now. It's probably 15 or 16 by now, isn't it?
It's 2006.
So, how much has the industry changed since you started?
It changes every single day.
It does. And it's
I-
probably even more so and quicker today
Absolutely.
than
Yeah.
even in the past. I mean, I know I'm online all the time as far as reading about what's going on in the country, in the world, and in the culture. But insurance seems to be almost, for lack of a better term, volatile now.
Yes.
Almost like the stock exchange or something.
It is. And there's, you just kind of have to wait it out, I keep telling everybody that my motto is survive to 25.
Really.
Is that 2025?
Yeah,
Okay.
2025.
All right. We're going to.
Now, are you getting? Now, I'm assuming that kind of just like real estate or what have you. Is there I don't want to say governing body, but kind of a governing body for
Yes.
all insurance companies? And is that where your mandates or
Yes.
changes come from?
Yes.
And they're the same across the board for all insurance agents
Yes.
across the country.
Yes.
Is that how that works? Okay. So, what are you seeing? I mean, are they sending these changes like in the last year or two? It's just been like this constant. Are you really seeing an uptick in it in the last 6 months, say?
We've seen a large increase in premiums. It has to do with all of the natural disasters. The Midwest got hit really hard with the tornadoes, the straight line winds. Florida got hit with the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Louisiana, all those states. So as a policyholder, you might say, well, I've never had a claim. Well, I understand that, but we all have to pay for the natural disasters that have occurred, and the only way for an insurance company to stay in business is to make a profit.
Right.
And so when you are paying out millions and millions and millions of dollars in claims, the only way to recoup that is to charge it back to our policyholders.
Right.
And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So I'm just hoping that every insurance company across the nation took a large rate increase in 23 and 24. There's everybody's feeling it. I'm feeling it on my own policies.
Sure.
You know? So I'm just praying that everything kind of settles down, and we get back to the norm, you know.
Right.
Insurance is something that everybody has to have, and everybody hates it.
Yeah.
You know. So I try as an insurance agent to find that happy medium in there, you know, and try to explain how insurance works and why we have to have it.
Right.
I was telling Kurt that I love to educate people on insurance. A lot of people think that it's just something I have to have. But when I can sit down and I can explain to you why you have what you have and why you need what you have, people understand it a little bit better, and they're more appreciative of what they have.
Right. And then they understand why they have to have it, or what the benefit of it is.
Right.
All right. So we're going to pick it up there. We're going to take a quick break. And then we're going to come back and kind of talk through a little bit of that, the whys and why you need it and what the benefit is. And we don't think there's anyone better to go through that with us than you, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Tell you about a friend of mine that I go see quite often, Kurt. His name's Chad, and I go there because I take great care of my car.
Yeah.
You know, I got to depend on it. And it's at Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center. It's located at 1357 South Liberty Drive.
Now, where exactly is?
Right near Menards.
Right near Menards.
Everybody knows where Menards is.
Everybody knows that.
And soon everybody's going to know where Chad's
That's
is.
right.
Because after they go once, they're stuck. And when you go the seventh time, it's free. So
Free.
that's why you're going to keep going and going.
That's
and
why
going.
you go.
That's right.
I need in on this.
And it's right. That's exactly
I
right.
don't blame you. I can't.
He
wait.
also has a shop on State Road 46 in Ellisville to take care of anything more demanding than
Right.
an oil change.
Right.
Fortunately, I've never had to go there because I've been taken care of on the oil change and do that preventative maintenance.
That's
But if you do need that, he's the guy to go to.
He's the man.
So go see Chad at Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center at 1357 South Liberty Drive.
Most of the time, we don't miss anything anyway.
He doesn't mind, Chris. He doesn't mind. Welcome back with our guest. We're so excited to have her with us. You may know her as Christine Flynn from our advertisements and our commercials here with Farmers Insurance. We call her Chris, and she is with us today because we know so many of you are dealing with this right now, and so Chris is going to walk us through some things. Premiums have gone up, and is that across the board, not just homeowners, but also auto, life, or whatever?
Everything across the board.
Talk about what all you offer.
So I do home, auto, commercial, life, and health.
Okay.
So we do it across the board.
So you do, and you're seeing those premiums increase for everything.
For everything.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you, in our last segment, talked about, and I'm assuming you were talking about homeowners insurances, premium insurances, premiums going up because of natural disaster.
Correct.
That is that's basically affecting is the premiums for homeowners because of natural disasters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so why?
But then you also have to think though with autos too, because there were with the tornadoes and the straight.
You lose autos too.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was across the board for home, auto, commercial.
Sure.
Anything that was damaged and insurance had to pay for.
Right.
Is the reason, one of the main reasons why our premiums are being increased.
So then when we left for our break, you were talking about how you can sit down with someone and kind of explain to them why do we need these coverages? We all have to have them. It's law now. Didn't used to be, but it is now. Auto and things like that, homeowners, everything. But why is it good to have them? Like, how do you explain that to people?
So I always try to sit down and explain limits of liability on your auto insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So the state of Indiana, they have, it's called state minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And state minimum this is how liability reads. It reads bodily injury per person,
Mm-hmm.
bodily injury per accident, and then property damage. So if you were in an accident and it was deemed your fault, okay, your liability amount are what is going to pay out to the other person or other person's property. So say you were in an accident and you hit 2 vehicles.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to start out with state minimum. State minimum reads $25,000 bodily injury per person, $50,000 bodily injury per accident, $25,000 property damage. So if you had an accident and it was deemed your fault, then that is the total amount that your insurance company is going to pay out for you.
So could be up to 50,000 or 100,000.
No.
Total.
So it's going to read out $25,000 per person for medical.
Oh, I see.
For
Right.
bodily
Okay.
injury.
Okay.
And then if there were 2 people in that vehicle and it exceeded $50,000 because it's $50,000 per accident,
Right.
then they could actually go after you personally,
'Cause
Right.
the insurance
For-
stops.
because that insurance is going to stop at $50,000.
That's the cap or whatever.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Same thing on property damage. If you have $25,000 in property damage and you totaled out a BMW, they could actually come after you personally, sue you in court for that difference. So I always try to tell everybody, I don't like to sell.
Upsell or whatever.
I don't like to sell state minimum. I'm just not comfortable with it. I don't like it. So I always try to say, you know what, let's bump it up to the next level and go 50,000 bodily injury, 100,000 bodily injury per accident, and 50,000 property damage. That gives you a little bit more coverage. Okay.
So, because if you would happen to be taken into court, they could take your home or
Absolutely.
whatever is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
They can. And you know, that one attorney here in town, he's really good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
So when you do that, when you go from like a state minimum to the next level, so we break this all down into monthly premiums. I know
You know what?
everybody's different, right?
I'm not kidding you. It may raise your premium a couple dollars a month.
That's what I was going after, right?
Really?
there. Because I mean,
To
everybody
have that much more coverage.
To have that much more coverage. Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
And the peace of mind.
And the peace of mind.
right there.
Absolutely. Because when you have state minimum, then you don't have the option of uninsured and underinsured coverage. Okay. Because you are, well, you'll have the uninsured, but you won't have the underinsured because you are one of those underinsured people. So if you were in an accident with somebody who had state minimum, but you had state minimum, but then again, your coverages are the same as his, then you can't go after your insurance company and say, hey, I got hit by somebody who didn't have enough insurance. Well, you didn't have enough insurance either.
Really?
So kind of on your own with that, you know?
Wow.
Yikes.
So
Good information.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't think a lot of people realize.
I don't either.
Yeah, and to the whole insurance industry, game, business, whatever you want to say, is built upon the idea that not everybody's going to be sick, not everybody's going to die at the same time, not everybody's going to have a crash at the same time too, right? I mean,
Correct.
because you can't, if that happened, bye-bye insurance.
Right.
The whole industry's gone.
Right. Right. So having yourself covered is what it's about, you know,
And really protecting your family
and protecting your family.
as far as them coming after you personally, your home, your property,
Correct.
above whatever your insurance would pay out. Okay.
That's right. Because I've seen it one too many times where my friends or people that I know have been in accidents.
Sure.
You know, they've had, 50, 150, but, somebody died,
Right.
So that family's going to come after you because, you only have 50,000 and or 50,000 on medical.
Right.
And they had to be lifelined.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to look at it that way too. You want to make sure that you are protecting yourself, protecting your assets.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
you're not going to get, now I'm going to have a lien against my house.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah. And it happens.
It does.
It happens,
Yeah.
And everybody always says, and let's go to the next level, which is comprehensive and collision. So comprehensive is theft, vandalism, glass breakage, hit an animal, fire. Okay. So that would cover your vehicle. So if you hit a deer, don't swerve and hit the tree. Go ahead and hit the deer.
Right.
Because Comprehensive is going to cover that deer. Collision is going to cover the tree.
Right.
So I say, you know what? Don't swerve. Just hit the deer.
It's really good advice. We've
Yeah,
said
and
that for a long time.
You'll get in
Do
trouble
not
swerving
swerve.
anyway.
Yeah,
it's
well,
just gonna
it
It
cause
makes it
more
worse.
problems.
Yeah, makes it all worse. So
I hit a
that's it.
deer and then swerved and hit a tree. So
You got both of them.
I got both of
The
them.
deer forced you.
So yeah.
Yes.
So
And they never have insurance.
You
The deer
bounced
don't.
off
The deer never have insurance.
You bounced off the deer
I
into
bounced
the
off
tree.
the deer into the tree.
So it's actually two crashes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I always tell everybody, if you were to have an accident and your truck is a 1995, but you paid money for that 1995, would you not want something
Right.
to either A, help you get another vehicle, or B, a down payment to help you
Sure.
get another vehicle,
Yeah.
because that comprehensive and that collision might cost you $5 or $10 a month. Why not have that coverage?
Yeah.
Because you want to have something to be able to replace that vehicle, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and just because you paid off a vehicle doesn't mean you have to cancel your comp and collision.
Right.
Keep that comprehensive and collision on there because you never know when you're going to need it.
Does uninsured covered in the comprehensive? Is that if you get hit by an uninsured motorist?
So uninsured is it's all
that's
separate.
why I didn't know.
So
Yeah.
this is how it reads. It goes liability,
Yeah.
and then you have your medical for anybody in your vehicle.
Yeah.
And then we usually write between 5 and 10,000 on medical in the vehicles for the people that are in your vehicle. And then you're going to have your comprehensive, and then you're going to have collision, which would cover anything but comprehensive.
Okay.
So if you hit another vehicle, if you hit a wall, anything like that, a tree, it's going to go under collision. So then you're going to have your uninsured, which means that you would need your comp and collision, or you would have to have your collision to have your uninsured.
Okay.
So you would file on your insurance policy for somebody who did not have insurance, okay? And then you're going to be subject to your deductible. But 9 times out of 10, we will end up suing that person
Right.
for that money, and then you're going to get your deductible back, okay? And then you have your car rental, and you have your roadside service. And I always tell everybody, you may have 2 vehicles and maybe only have 2 drivers, but you might want to go ahead and put that car rental on there for $2 or $3 a month,
Absolutely.
because you never know
Right.
when you're going to
Oh,
have an
yeah.
accident and need that other vehicle.
Yeah, because it's shocking when a two driver family is down to one vehicle, how difficult life becomes. I mean, people don't think about that, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And roadside.
Yeah.
Roadside service is a must.
Yeah.
Jeff and I were on our way home from Tennessee in our dually, pulling our camper, and our truck broke down. Yes.
Wow.
And so we had to have it towed from Bardstown, Kentucky, back to
Old Kentucky
Bloomington.
home.
Oh my goodness.
Back to Bloomington. And thank goodness that I had roadside service on both. I had roadside on the truck and we had roadside on the camper.
Oh.
So the combination of the two was
Perfect.
paid for our tow to get it back to Bloomington.
That's super.
So, yeah.
That's super. Can we hit on life insurance real quick?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Mike would care if we took a quick break and actually did a third segment. We don't normally do that,
Right.
but I think there's so much good information
I
here
do
that we want to still get to. Because I'd also like to talk to her about health insurance. I didn't realize she offered that because so many people don't have that now. And maybe don't realize that they can go and search out their own.
Right,
So if
right.
we'll take a quick break, if Mike's okay with that, and I'm sorry to throw this at Mike at the last second, but he's awesome and we'll make it happen. We'll be back after this quick break with more from Chris at Farmers Insurance on the General Store.
Let your local Farmers Insurance agent, Christine Flynn, put her experience to work for you. Christine Flynn proudly serves Monroe, Lawrence, and Greene County families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call Christine Flynn at 812-822-2905 to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's Christine Flynn at 812-822-2905. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
All right. For an extended general store with our guest, Christine Flynn with Farmers Insurance, and a special thank you to Mike and Carter for allowing me to extend this here. We just feel like there's a lot of good information here. So you go ahead. You were just wanting to talk a little bit about life insurance with Chris. So
I think life insurance is something that people think they probably should have, but they put it off and they put it off, right? And really, people don't even really know how much life insurance should I get? Who am I leaving it to? What's going to be theirs? What's important to cover? Correct. Life insurance. Can you take that for a couple minutes?
So if you're a gentleman, if you're a man,
okay.
and
I am.
And you're,
check.
Thank God. So
it's still debatable.
This is what you want to make sure that your house.
Yeah.
If something were to happen to you, would you want your wife to be able to pay the house off?
Okay.
That's the main one right there, is paying that house off.
Yeah.
If something were to happen to your wife and you had young kids, who's gonna help take care of those kids? So, do you get enough life insurance for mom and dad to cover the mortgage, cover that house, get that enough coverage that if something were to happen, we can bury you, we can pay the debt off, and make sure that house is paid off.
Yeah.
Those are the things that
typical funeral costs have skyrocketed, right?
15.
So 15, what are we talking?
I'd say,
just your
15 is probably bottom. I think when we buried Dad. What's it been? 13 years ago now. I think it was 10 or 12 then.
Right.
So
I think that when we did a cremation for my parents, I think that each one of those were $7,000 to $8,000 for cremation.
Yeah. So I would say 15's bottom line.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So if you think about that, you want to make sure that you have enough for a burial.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that some of the debt's paid off.
Right.
The average is between $150,000 to $250,000 is what the average policy is. They're getting. It's age based, so I can't really throw out any numbers because life insurance is age based, and if certain policies you have to have underwriting, so it's just one of those things. If you want to know, just call, and we'll walk through it, because there's so many life policies to choose from.
I bet it.
You don't just go to Target and pick one off the shelf.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah, because it's
we'll customize
like age,
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Age and health.
Age and
are
health.
both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drivers.
So you want to definitely look at all of the options that there are for life insurance. But definitely, I would rather see somebody have a life insurance policy than a GoFundMe on Facebook.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good advice.
I mean, we don't have time for that, but we will.
But we will.
We're going to
that'll be another show.
We're going to hit that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Write that down,
for
Mark.
sure. Yes. So then I wanted to talk about health insurance, which I didn't realize. I didn't realize you could sell health insurance and I think a lot of people don't realize that, because I think there's a lot of people right now, and I'll just say my son Garrett, he's got a great job. He's doing great, but he doesn't have benefits,
right?
And doesn't have health insurance.
Right.
Now, I think when he and Amaray get married, her job might give them health insurance, but if not, I'm like, he's going to need health insurance. He's still on our policy right now, but won't be much longer. So how does that work? I mean, they just come in and they can actually buy an individual health insurance policy off?
Yes.
Through Farmers, or you guys?
So I have a contract outside of Farmers, but then Farmers also has contracts that we can quote and write health insurance. So yes.
That's interesting. So what are those numbers based on? Like, is
age?
It's similar to life. It's like age and health.
Age, health, height, weight, Those are the main things that we look for. And then you're going to look at your copay, your deductible.
Right.
A lot of people are like, okay, you know what? I don't need it for every day going to the doctor because I'm very healthy. What I want it for is if my appendix rupture.
Oh,
Right.
you're
If
right.
I have to have my gallbladder
Emergent
removed,
care or something.
urgent, I got to go
Something
type policy.
catastrophic.
Yes.
happens, Yeah.
Yes.
You don't wanna-
So that's an option too.
It is an option.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So, it's out there. We just have to find it.
Right.
Okay. And so we do our best to, look at several, we'll give you as many options as you want for life and health.
Nice.
So, yes.
Excellent.
That's
You
interesting.
can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that
If you can do it on the private side, through your employer,
Sure.
then that is the absolute way to go. But if you can't, then
There's
you're going to have,
options.
yes, there are options.
And I know individual health insurance policies I'm sure, have to be probably pretty expensive because insurance itself is expensive.
Yeah, I think I just did a family of 3 that did 80, I think it was 80-20. So, and I think it was like $500 a month. So, but really, if you think about that, I have union insurance and I'm probably paying that much too. So it's probably not that big of a difference.
Right.
You know, if you really stop and think about a family of 3.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's not probably as astronomical as I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Actually, but
yeah. It's just something you need to look at.
Right.
I mean, and I knew there are not, I don't want to say crowdsourced, but there are options for health insurance. In fact, there's one Christian.
Right.
Do you have that, Carter? And I can't think of the name of it. Christian Healthcare Ministries, where you can, it almost makes it like group insurance,
Right.
or whatever. I know those are available, but I didn't realize you could go to actually an insurance agent and get health
Yeah,
insurance.
they even have Mennonites have their own insurance,
Yeah.
So they do their own homes and autos and life and health. So
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So, you can go to an insurance company and if they're selling health insurance, absolutely.
I think it's buggy insurance.
Buggy.
Yeah,
I was waiting on him to say it. Yeah.
not auto insurance, buggy
Just
insurance.
teasing. Just
That's
teasing.
funny.
They're not going to hear me anyway. What do I care?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, they're not listening. They're not listening. That's awesome. Well, before we wrap up, Chris, is there anything else that we didn't hit on that you would like for our viewers to know about about insurance or about your own particular insurance agency?
Vision and dental.
Vision and
Do you do
dental.
those?
So that would be under the health.
Okay, so that's
Yes,
going to be
that-
wrapped
that
in.
is. Mhm.
Okay, I see.
Yes, and
so
they
you
are-
do that too.
Yes, and it
Okay.
also has an accidental death policy with the health insurance.
So, for instance, Perry has insurance through his union. Health insurance, but they don't have vision and dental. Can I come to you just for vision and dental?
I don't know. I've never been asked that question.
Okay.
So
And-
that is one thing that I will definitely look
Okay.
to
Good
see
question.
if that is an
Yeah,
option.
because
I think
I
there's-
had it through the radio station,
Right.
And so
Right.
we had his health insurance, my vision dental,
Right.
but we've lost that.
Yeah,
Obviously.
because I think Perry's in the operators union.
That's
isn't
right.
he? So that's what him and Jeff are in the union together.
Yeah.
So you're right. They do not offer
And I
it.
don't know why they
So-
don't have vision and dental. That surprises me because it's great insurance. I
Right.
mean, through the union.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll look into that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
Yeah, Sheila
Yeah,
actually
'cause-
purchased an accidental death and dismemberment for Perry, a big policy, didn't
Pretty
you?
big.
I mean,
pretty
it was
big,
pretty recently
big, yeah.
too.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm hoping I don't have to use it.
If something happens,
I'm hoping
you're
I don't
gonna-
have to.
If something happens,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
going to feel
yeah.
really bad.
Yes, you are, and I had nothing to do with that.
Who bought the policy? Wait a minute here.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
No, I'd be lost without Perry, and I'm
Oh,
not
not
just
even gonna
talking
make it.
about his paycheck and his
I know that's how I would
insurance.
be.
but,
Right.
yeah.
You guys have been married just as long as Jeff and I have.
Yeah,
You know,
Perry's my guy. I mean, I don't know. My world would come to an end.
Yep.
I mean, I love my boys, but I'd be lost without Perry.
Right.
Yeah. I'll just get me a cat, right, Mike? That's the only way I'd get one because I can't get one while Perry's living.
Right. He won't
He
allow
hates
that.
cats.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I think the one thing that everybody needs to know about insurance is that just, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay.
And real quick,
You know?
premiums have gone up. People are screaming. And I know, trust me, I know it's hard right now. Gas,
Yes.
food,
Yes.
housing, everything is up. Inflation, interest rates. But you actually said, because we know that, right, if the dust settles, food prices are not coming back down. You know what I mean? That's not something that's going to fluctuate. But insurance premiums can come back down.
Can come back down. Yes.
So that's good to know. I think that maybe that'll give you, a little light at the end of the tunnel, or hope.
And people can shop all day long, and some, I've had people leave me over, $5 a month, but then at their next renewal, they're knocking back at my door. And of course I'm going to welcome you back. First of all, you're not just my clients, you're my family and my friends.
Right.
And that I
That's
treat
awesome.
everybody the exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to call me at 11 o'clock at night because you just had an accident, and if you need me, I'm going to be there.
That's what I love about you.
That's just one thing,
Right.
Yep.
I'm getting ready to leave to go on vacation, and Jeff's like, "Are you going to work?" Well, hello.
Yes.
How long have you known me?
Yes.
You
always do.
I will be working while I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Morgan's in the office. Morgan is my right hand and my left. I mean, I don't know what I would do without Morgan.
Yeah.
So kudos to Morgan that she can run my office for me when I'm not there. But just know that if you need me, everything has my cell phone number on
gonna
it.
say,
It has my office
This
phone
calendar
number
has
on
her
it.
cell phone number on it.
That's right.
This is not the office.
Right.
No, it has my
8 to 4
personal
Monday
cell
through
phone.
Friday number.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That says a lot.
And now, after people have heard Chris talk here, you know you're not don't have to be intimidated anymore.
No.
You know she's a friendly face.
Yeah.
You know who she
and she's
is.
really, really good at what she does.
And
I
she's
do
going
think
to work with you. You
and
can
she
tell
does.
that.
She's
Thank
really
you.
good about finding
Yeah.
what you need.
Yes.
Right.
She really is. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about Chris and what she does. She's just a
Thank
a
you.
great person.
Good information
you.
today. Thank
Good
you very
people.
much.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
for coming
You're
in.
very welcome. So I did not know for years and years and years that my dad sold insurance.
I didn't know that about
my
Chuck.
dad was a door-to-door life insurance
Yep.
salesman.
I had no
when
idea.
I was little, and his dad was for
it's in your
Commonwealth.
blood.
For
No kidding.
Commonwealth Life Insurance.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So it was funny because after my grandma passed away, I found this book at my grandma's, and it had stuff from my grandpa's Commonwealth, and it was like a check sheet of
That's amazing.
yeah. So I was like, now I know where I got my my career from.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's
went
awesome.
from being a hairdresser to an insurance agent.
And I think they'd both be so proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you
Thank
really
you.
are good at this. I
Thank
just
you.
think you have a heart for people.
Yeah.
do.
And I think you just
I do. And sometimes that's my downfall.
Right.
I will, okay,
Yeah.
let's, because some agents will say, well, let's, we can use this price. But I'm like, you know what? Let's see if we can find her a lower premium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there's not a lot of agents out there that are still like that.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just the old school in me.
Yeah, I love that.
I'll try everything I can to help you.
That's awesome.
There you go. So thank you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you,
So
Chris.
good to have you in. We'll have you back.
Okay.
When those
Yeah.
premiums start going down, we're going to have
right.
Chris come in and say, woohoo!
And we're still sending them her way for the T-shirts.
Right.
And then
Trivia.
and the farmers insurance
Yeah.
swag
Swag
bags.
bag.
That's right. We're going to do swag bags. So,
So-
yes.
Make sure you get you one of these
Make
National Day calendars.
Yes. Yes.
I love that you did
It's really
this.
fun.
That's so much fun. All
Yeah.
right, Christine Flynn, Farmers Insurance, and great first partner
Yes.
with WCSM's General Store. Give her a call, and she will also help you with home, auto, health, life, all the things
You name it. She's
regarding
got it.
insurance.
right.
You
That's
can't
right.
miss with Chris.
You cannot miss.
Oh, I
with
like
Chris.
that.
Very good.
Nice.
There you go.
New slogan for you, Chris.
That's right.
All right.
We'll
Well, if
put that
it's,
on the race car.
Okay, that'll be
that's
fun.
nice. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes.
All right. Well, if it's God's will, we'll be back in here next Friday. We'll do it all again at WCSM's General Store. Until then, see you next week.